This is the Riot Podcast, where happiness happens.
Yeah, that's a new tagline. What if we made a shirt with that?
The Riot, where happiness happens.
Yeah. So maybe, though, the happy part is like shaded out to where it looks like it's
where
distress.
Ness happens.
So it's, happiness. So instead, it's like, what's that? It's like, it's not happy.
Where happens.
Where it all happens.
How about this one, Nikki? The Riot. We make happiness happen.
Oh, that's good. But then in parentheses, like,
come on,
if you want to, if not, whatever you want.
No one is forcing you. It has a long disclaimer. So in the podcast today, we talk about this TikTok situation that is growing.
There's an update we talked about TikTok in Australia. TikTok had been banned in India. What's going to happen next?
Dun, dun, dun. We also talk about losing your digital purchases. Let's see, the Hanks Greyhound movie. Ooh, a new breakfast option that is going to be delicious and nutritious.
Or whenever you feel like you should responsibly be eating these.
Yeah, the Canadian woman and the mask and the finger really grew into a thing. And, Nikki really comes down pretty hard on me for, I quote, editorializing.
Maybe if people think that
it's the whole show.
You're adding stuff in where people might be confused that it's an actual news detail.
All right. We talk Hamilton. We ask Dr. Nicki. We talk about some Lucky Charms, some Spirit Airlines, Chris Pine Barbie, taxes, death.
It's wonderful. We got everything.
So we hope that you guys enjoy it.
We got everything that equals hopefully you being happy that you chose to listen to the podcast today.
No, I don't want to put... What were we talking about?
Nothing. Let's just go. Let's just let them enjoy the podcast.
All right.
Don't forget to say hello. You can text us, 877-RadioU. Put that you're a podcast listener and then your name. Or you can also say hello if you follow us and like our page at RadioU Riot on Facebook. You can say hey there.
Okay.
Enjoy the day.
Bye.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the riot. On RadioU.
Yesterday on the show, we got a chance to talk about the fact that, Australia is starting to take a hard look at TikTok?
Yes.
Because... China stealing all your secrets.
It's not just a fun app. I mean, to China, it's a fun app because
it's all fun.
It just, can be used for other things, can take information, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't follow our normal rules that a lot of our apps have to follow.
Well, Nikki, I can tell you this right now, that according to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo of the United States of America.
Yeah, what does he say?
He says that we are also
looking at it,
taking a hard look.
Doesn't matter.
At TikTok.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter.
What if
it's gone one day?
What if the government took TikTok away?
Sure.
And
add it to the year, why don't you?
And all of the sudden, it was like, the Trump administration took it away, and then Kanye West was like, I'm going to put it back.
We get Talk Tick. It's like it's a similar app, slightly different, just, our version.
Joe Biden gets out there and he's like, hey, if you elect me president, I'm putting TikTok back on your phones.
Is that it?
And all of a sudden, that becomes the issue that the entire election hinges on. Do you want the youth vote in America?
Then you have to stick with TikTok.
Then you have got to be careful with how you handle TikTok.
I don't want to talk about this, though.
President Trump gets out there and he's like, I love TikTok. It's the best. I've always been a big supporter of TikTok.
Sure.
I've always wanted to be having my talks on the tick.
So you want to support me?
It's going to be huge.
Listen, I know it's bad. I know it is. I know it's got some bad stuff behind it. I absolutely understand that. I'm just not ready to say no yet. We've got other things.
Yeah.
And that's just been a big distraction for everybody.
Well, Mike Pompeo wants to help you say no.
Well, he can stop it for all I care.
He will stop it, Nikki.
No, I mean like his talking. I'm not okay to hear it. Huh? Does he not know he just came back from vacation? We're extra tired.
A little more sensitive right now,
okay,
Mike.
does he know?
Mike.
Does he understand it all?
I don't think he does, Nikki. Maybe, you know what? We'll see if we can get him on the show and talk him through it.
No, I don't want to see him yet, if that's what he's talking about.
Maybe you could just phone it in.
Nope.
No? Not right now?
Too busy looking at other stuff on my phone.
can't be doing that.
I don't like just hearing threats like that. That's negative talking, and we won't have that on this show.
So I'll give you a direct quote. He says, I don't want to get out in front of the president, but it's something we're looking at.
Yeah,
and that was what he said when asked if we would, as a country,
look at TikTok.
Ban TikTok. Because I'll tell you what, right now, if you criminalize TikTok, then only TikTok will have criminals? Only criminals will have...
I don't know if that's it.
So
now, not to dive deeper, like there's plenty of amazing videos that really showcase what TikTok does. That's nefarious.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because we just, again, push that to the side and I enjoy the good stuff.
Well, I will tell you that if you need to, you can supplement your TikTok with Reddit's public freakouts, what could go wrong, and there's a couple more. Like the driving ones can be pretty good.
Those are good too, but you miss some of them.
It's not the same.
It's not perfect.
I know it's not the same.
What's worse than the worst of the riot? The worst of the riot podcast. Yeah, you did this to yourself. Podcast. Riot. Radio U.
Look, I've been known to dip into various alternative methods of purchasing, with the help of the internet, digital codes and such for video games and movies.
From different countries. There's more options.
PayPal will give you a currency conversion. You don't have to worry about it. It's fine.
So, did you ever get those 4K things from Australia?
No, I'm still waiting on that. But I did get a message from the company I bought them from in which they were like, we just want you to know that the Port of Australia, that's when they say the Port of Australia, that's like the main place.
Yeah.
They're like, we're trying to put it on a boat.
Oh, it's not even out yet?
But it's hard here.
You're never going to get them.
You know what I was thinking is like probably sometime like next year or something when I've long since forgotten about them, which I pretty much have.
Now, do they already charge you for it or do they charge you?
No, I've paid for them.
You paid for them because like when they ship.
I should be more concerned than I am.
You would rather.
I knew.
Rather, whatever the word is.
Laissez-faire?
Yeah.
I knew going in that this was a total dice roll. I had to be willing to lose my $20.
In order to gain what?
In a couple of years, a couple of
You bought
whatever.
some 4K discs from Australia, but they're never going to get here. It's been forever.
I bought them from JB Hi-Fi.
When did you buy them? Was it April? May?
No, during quarantine, we did a lot of things. I'll tell you something else I did during quarantine. I bought a digital code for Bad Boys for Life. I haven't watched it yet. And I have noticed, this is so ridiculous. I bought it.
Your stuff's slower now?
No, it has now disappeared from my libraries.
You're kidding.
I think I might have bought like a bad copy.
A bad boy one.
What, like a...
You knew it buying into it because it was Bad Boys.
That didn't feel like a dice roll to me, though. This was a website. I've bought tons of movies from this place. And it's basically that when people buy a Blu-ray, they get a code, and then they just sell their code.
So someone else used your code, or was it more like, if you don't watch the rental, it disappears?
I have no idea. But I was like, I wonder where'd that go?
Are you going to ask them about it?
I don't care enough.
Now, what is this? Old Obi would have been all over this stuff.
What am I going to do? I'm going to email this guy, hey, this disappeared. And he'll be like... who are you?
Yeah, you can email them and ask them.
Okay, let's write I'm going to get on it right now.
Type it now. Contact us.
Please tell me why.
My Bad Boys movie is gone.
Why'd you rip me off?
And I paid not a lot, but still good money for it.
It's still good money.
Yeah, you should ask them about it.
I didn't even watch it.
That's not their business.
They don't need to know.
They don't need to know that.
They don't need to know.
This is you and your private thing with the movie.
Who are they? To ask me questions.
Oh, well, yeah, go and try to get your money back at least or have them resend you one.
I'm only telling you all of this so that the next time you're tempted to, I don't know.
Get the best deal.
That's a good way to say it. Get the best deal.
You're going to say, no, I learned from Obadiah, and I'm going to buy from a more, reputable or local
You learned from who, but what?
It's like, yeah, he bought all this stuff and it's gone. It didn't even get there.
He's waiting on a movie from Australia.
You know all this stuff now. You're like, it's at the port of Australia and it's never getting on a boat.
You just send more money and we'll get it to you.
I'm waiting for that email.
The Riot. They're kind of a big deal.
Hey, can we do that again? Maybe a little more energy? No.
Radio U.
Nikki, this Friday, well, there's the Jared Mark New Music Friday.
Yeah, we're going to play Jared Mark in a second. You've got a chance to win all day this Friday for his album release. There's no stopping us. You get a free download of it throughout the day, so listen for your chance to win.
There's also the release of Greyhound.
Greyhound?
On Apple TV+.
Hey, the Tom Hanks boat movie.
That's right.
Yay.
The Tom Hanks boat movie. I feel like there hasn't been much said about it, really, but yesterday reviews hit. Mm-hmm. Reviews are pretty solid. So if you want to look those up and read them, whatever.
Right before the shutdown of movie theaters, I think that's when the trailer came out, and it was supposed
right in
to
that
be
neighborhood.
Yeah, it was supposed to be in theaters around this time, anyways. But then it just got bought by Apple TV.
And so I listened to an interview last night with Tom Hanks, and it was kind of funny to hear him. He was like, he said something to the effect like, my Apple overlords will not be very happy with this, but I'm extremely disappointed.
Oh, that it's not in theaters.
That it's not in theaters.
At least it's still out. I mean, It's not like it couldn't have waited, but they decided to still do something with it.
He's an interesting guy. You know, Tom Hanks is always telling kind of these, I mean, he's told lots of war stories, and apparently this is a movie that he's been trying to get made for almost 10 years.
Oh.
Like, it's been in some kind of thing. So in some ways, kind of a personal project for him.
Yeah, so it really hurts that it's not able to go out. Because I'm sure for them, they still see like a traditional theater release as the big way to go.
Well, I mean, it regardless would make more splash when you when you put a movie out, because you see ads for it, like all those different things. And now
there's a big hype to it. And no offense, because I'm an Apple gal, but Apple TV just doesn't have the splash with it.
It doesn't.
So I know there's more people that watch. It's just not very talked about.
Well, I'm an Apple TV subscriber because it came free with purchase. Yeah. So that's...
I think we're all within our 1 year still. So we can all watch this movie. It's just you might not have realized you have a free year.
Well, I'm totally watching it on Friday. I maybe not Friday, but sometime this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, it looked good.
It looks really good. So a World War II, something, Tom
Greyhound.
Hanks. You know.
The boat of the bus of the sea.
Shut up.
You won't forget it now. Greyhound.
You're right, Nikki. It's
all about how you present something.
It is.
No, but it did look good, but now it's on Apple TV.
Yeah, so this Friday. So don't say you don't have anything going on this weekend. There's something.
You have a lot to look forward to.
I'm excited.
New Music Friday on Friday. The boat movie over the weekend.
Probably on Friday.
Yeah, you probably have that.
I mean, you probably never pulled the trigger on that free trial, if nothing else.
Just go see if you still have it.
7 days. Just click here.
I wonder if they'll give any details on it, because some of the other movies that went directly to a digital rental service, they still eventually gave out information on how much money it made. For this, there isn't really technically money to be made.
I don't think we're in a troll situation here.
The movie?
Yeah. I don't think that, with Trolls, people kept renting it over and over again to shut their kids up.
Yeah.
I don't think that kids everywhere are clamoring for
they want to see the bus.
Yet
the boat bus.
Yet another Apple TV subscription so they can see Greyhound again.
But you get what I mean. There's no rental fee with this.
Yeah, totally.
So it doesn't have the same to it.
Yeah, and if you're curious, they say Apple TV paid $70 million for it.
Wow.
It's a lot.
That is.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
We know that breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day. Take it from the Riot. We're up early all the time.
They say you're actually supposed to. It's supposed to be, for some, I guess, like the heaviest meal you have, and then you're supposed to taper off the rest of the day.
Yeah, but then what about the people that are like, well, I skip breakfast and I lose 1,000 pounds?
It probably just depends on your body.
Whatever.
But you are supposed to have something because then you won't be as hungry later on.
So they say. But I can tell you, I had breakfast yesterday, and I could have eaten all day.
You're still hungry?
Would have never mattered. But it seems to me that starting July 9th, 2 days from now, the breakfast food category is about to get a lot more crowded when Hostess releases their Smores Cupcakes.
Well, that's not breakfast, though. Why you putting it in the breakfast category?
What do you mean?
The S'mores cupcake?
Yeah.
That's not breakfast. It's not a muffin.
What is it?
It's a cupcake. It's a dessert.
Breakfast dessert.
We might be confused because we eat them usually during the show in the morning.
Yeah.
Because remember, your heaviest food's earliest.
Yeah, see?
But I think most people would save that for later.
Looks nice. Iced yellow cake with toasted marshmallow creamy filling. Then you have a cup of coffee with that. And you know what? You've got all a growing body needs to face the day.
I bet there's calcium in there and whole grains.
There's got to be. Whole grains are the 14th ingredient.
No, it's the first ingredient. They never try to make anything else.
No big deal.
I don't know. I looked at them. So it's starting Thursday that you can find these at Walmart locations.
Exclusively at Walmart.
Yeah, so it's the Hostess S'mores Cupcakes, and it is limited edition. Don't hate me with saying this, but s'mores is not always my favorite flavor.
Oh, I like it. I feel like I have grown to like it more.
The smokiness, the toastiness.
Yeah, like while I was on vacation last week, definitely had some s'mores.
Yeah, I don't mind those.
Yeah.
It's the s'mores flavoring that they inject into other things.
Like a s'mores Pop-Tart? That actually might be the best Pop-Tart.
Really?
Oh,
Those are good?
Yeah.
Even more than like the cookies and cream or like the icing ones?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes the cookies and cream is trying to beat you over the head like, cookies, cream! And with the s'mores, there's a
gentle
subtle
fire.
Well, there's a subtle graham cracker flavor that's in there. You add in there a little marshmallow and plenty of chocolate, and you've really got something.
Didn't we also try s'mores Oreos? Wasn't that a thing for a while?
S'morios. Those were also delicious.
So if you're into this s'mores flavor, remember it is only at Walmart starting Thursday.
Yeah, it's going to revolutionize breakfast everywhere. I can feel it.
I don't think we should still be having these for breakfast. I don't know about that.
You know what? You're always trying to take the fun out, aren't you?
Well, I don't think it's what breakfast should only be.
Maybe
if you had a smoothie or something with it and then the s'mores thing.
What about we stop at like McDonald's and get a breakfast sandwich, and then there's a Walmart right down the street from that McDonald's? Just roll in there.
While your body's just gently sobbing because of the nutrition that you're adding to it.
Some cupcakes, some cigarettes, and just, just let it happen. Get a 5-hour energy.
It's even worse.
Man, we got everything we need to face the day now.
Why does my heart feel like I can feel the beating? Why is that going on?
That means you're strong.
Is it? When you can feel it outside.
Powerful.
Powerful body.
It's the quickening.
Do with it whatever you want. Whenever you want to eat these, that's up to you. We're just telling you that they'll be available.
Nikki, don't make it weird. It's fine.
Really?
We would give the Riot flowers to show our appreciation, but Obadiah's probably allergic. What isn't he allergic to? This is the Riot on RadioU.
Once again, we're finding that certain stereotypes not holding true. Nikki, in Canada, you're supposed to be apologizing for everything while you eat at Tim Hortons.
People
Why
are
they
mad.
Canadians are not supposed to be mad.
Did you see the lady with the hockey stick yesterday that was going around? She got out of her car and she brought a hockey stick out of her car to go hit somebody.
Oh, see, that's like a Canadian that moved to the United States. That's what that feels like.
No, she was there.
Well, here we go.
We're mad everywhere.
Apparently. Leticia Montana is her name. She was headed into St. Joseph's Hospital in Toronto.
Yeah.
She broke her finger. At least she thought she did, and she needed some help. And the hospital was like, hey, we're really sorry, but you can't come in here, without wearing a mask. And she was like, rah!
Wait, was that audio they got at the scene?
No, that was a dramatic recreation.
Retelling?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't. Actually, there is video.
Fight all you want at the restaurants, but when you're at the hospital, that is the place where, don't you think you should wear the mask?
I mean, I guess maybe you have a case when you're like, I don't think I should have to wear the mask at Lowe's or at the cigar shop or what. Okay. But
the hospital.
Man, they'll put a mask on you when there's no COVID. They'll just be like, here, put this on just in case. You disease-carrying mongrel.
She shared a lot of the footage of the altercations when she was inside the hospital on Twitter. She's from Toronto, and it was between her and the staff of the ER when she refused to wear the mask. She said, "Are you going to deny me service if I don't wear one?" So she went in with her son. That's it. That's it. They said, yes, you have to wear one. We're asking you to wear one. And then they kept fighting.
Why do you care that much?
She's just mad.
I mean, you have a broken finger. So here's the idea. You can go off and have a broken finger, which I'm sure hurts. Or you can have the nice people at the hospital probably give you, like, I don't know, a little bit of pain, something. Set your finger so it grows back correctly. And all you have to do is put a piece of cotton over your face.
And then she just didn't want to.
I'm in. I'm just like, sure, whatever. It's fine. Fix my finger, please. It's
been shown that she's been protesting for other concerns about the handling of the COVID crisis. So it just seems like that's something she's into.
I don't know. Maybe, Nikki, I'm sure I care about something, but I haven't found it yet.
Oh, see, I don't like confrontation, so that's also where we won't find ourselves in any of these problems. You want me to wear it? Fine. I'll just put it on or I'll leave. I don't want confrontation.
Again, if the whole thing of like, hey, you have to come in my store. If you're coming in my store, you're going to wear a mask, and I refuse to wear a mask, that's fine. Don't come in my store. I hurt myself and I need your help. Well, I'll help you if you wear a mask. No!
She was going in mad, though.
No, it's fine. Put it on me. Fix my finger, please.
So that was...
Broken bones are the worst.
Yeah, she was showing a lot of that on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, you showed them. You go get them, Leticia.
I never saw on the stuff, though, like if she actually got her finger fixed. I thought she had to leave.
She did?
Yeah, she didn't get, fixed. So how does she fix her broken finger?
Well, I mean, technically, it'll just grow back the way it is.
Then it grows crooked.
Yeah. One of my uncles did that. He broke his finger, and he's just like, I'm not going to the hospital, whatever.
Why not?
So he was like, it'll be fine. So his finger's a little crooked. He's like, yep, see, it's fine.
I broke my finger, and then they fixed it. And then I found out they fixed it wrong, so then we got to re-break the finger.
Wow, nice.
That was super exciting.
That's great.
Such a fun time.
So when they were like, we're going to re-break your finger, how'd they...
They put a shot in the top part, and then he just cracked it.
They'd have to put me out for that.
It was very quick. They're just like, yeah, just close your eyes.
Yeah, you're going to have to knock me. Yeah, I'll close my eyes, get in the back, and get the good stuff.
Put a mask on him. He's going to say some things.
Oh,
listen, no. you're running on.
I'm
endorphins.
I'm traumatized from too many broken bones and reconstructive surgeries. I should be tough to it, and instead, I am weak to it. I can't.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
So I've been thinking about Leticia again. She's the Canadian woman who, when she went to the hospital with a broken finger, they said, put on a mask, and she said, screw you, eh?
I don't know if that was official.
All right.
It
Nikki,
probably was in there somewhere, but...
I'm giving you a précis.
Is it?
A summary.
She just was
of
mad
events.
And didn't want to.
So she refused to put the mask on, and now her finger is growing all crooked.
Again, I'm just adding to this. Then that's your own.
Is that not true?
Editorial content with it.
Is that not true?
Well, who knows? She might have gone someplace else to get it fixed.
Well, that may be, but I can tell you right now, when she left that hospital, crooked finger.
Crooked finger. All right.
Fine. You know what, Nikki? All the news is nothing but editorial content. What makes me any different?
But then you're adding, and then people leave the show and they've added that, they got that news with that added content. And then they go and tell people about the crooked finger lady in Canada.
She has a crooked finger now. And you know what? I want to talk about the crooked finger in our souls. Because we all have one. Now, real talk, though, think about it. I feel like this is probably us at our most human, and that is, hey, we can fix this. You're just going to have to do this thing, and
you don't want to.
No way! You are not telling me what to do. Do not tell me what to do.
At the heart of it, do you think it's a case of, because some people really do have a, what is it called, the term, the don't tell me what to do thing?
Oh, you mean oppositional defiance disorder?
It is something.
Nikki, that is actually true ODD.
Yeah.
Is it's
so different?
No. It's a tiny, like less than a percentage of the population that actually
have that.
Has oppositional
defiance disorder. Well, it seems like a lot of people.
We're just seeing them now.
Yeah, are either coming out with it or realizing that they have that problem.
I don't know. I legit was thinking about it in terms of a lot of times I know we don't want to hear it, but see, that's our ODD, I guess, coming out.
There it is.
Right? But, sometimes we're like, I wish my life could change. I need something to be different. So we go to God, who we like to blame for things. And we're like, God, why can't things be different? And he's like, okay, here's what we're going to do. I want you to stop doing this, and it's going to fix everything. You don't tell me what to do. You stop it. I will walk out of here with my crooked finger and no mask. And that's a lot of times where we're at when it comes to God. Like, he is inviting us to a different kind of life, a better kind of life. And he loves us. Look, he loves us no matter what. He'll love us in the middle of the craziness. And so we accept his love when we're like, God, I want things to change. And he's like, okay, let's change something. Don't you tell me what to do. So here's our option. We can keep Karening with God. Okay, we can do that.
Oh, no, that's now a thing.
Okay. Or we could take a second, listen to what God has to say, understand that he knows what he's talking about, and do something about it. It's your call. I'm not telling you what to do because obviously that doesn't go well. It's just a suggestion. A relationship with God is so easy to start. So easy. Just say, Jesus, I want that. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want to know what you're really like. And then my suggestion, see?
Suggestion only.
Soft touch is that when God starts to teach you a different way to do things, let's just be open to it. Okay, let's be open to it. Let's see if he knows what he's talking about. I think he does, but
we just need to slow down. Just slow down a little on our initial response.
Slow it down.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, did you join everyone else and watch Hamilton this weekend?
I did not. I've not seen it.
I didn't either. All right. We may have been talking about some oppositional defiance disorder earlier.
Is it because everybody did want to?
Yes.
You're the opposite?
Yes. Okay.
We're not proud of it, all right?
I have wanted to see Hamilton. I've been like, because everybody loves it. I like musicals mostly.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, I want to see it. I want to do it. It becomes available. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch it this weekend. And then it was like all that I saw everywhere. And I was like, man, I don't want to hear any more about this. Shut up.
So then you just don't end up watching it yourself.
That's right. And then last night I was going to watch it. And I was like, you know what? It's like 2.5 hours.
Well, you better hurry.
Why?
Well, it's not probably going anywhere, but they want to cancel it now. So what if it gets canceled? You don't get your chance.
That's the other thing I don't get. I thought Hamilton and its cast and that they were like some of the wokest of all of us, right? Wasn't that a thing?
Pretty much.
Weren't like the Vice President Mike Pence goes to a Hamilton showing. They stop their performance to address him directly on various issues.
But just because you can still find yourself on the opposite end, it can change for anybody.
Oh, man.
But people are mad, and so there's a growing trend to cancel it.
Well, they're not going to cancel it. Not when, listen, Disney's not canceling anything.
For this reason.
When their app was downloaded an additional 752,000 times this weekend.
They say Disney Plus, the mobile downloads increased by 74% in the U.S. So I don't know if that equates into an increase in like users, like paid users, or if that just means that maybe they had the Roku channel or if they just watched online, but now they've moved over to the web download. I'm not sure what all it means, but they did get new subscriptions from it.
Yeah, they did. So that means it's probably going to stick around.
Probably.
And I think they paid a ton of money to get it.
Yeah, probably. Well, it was supposed to come out later, wasn't it? It was always going to come there.
I think it wasn't coming out until next year, like no time soon. And now it's back, or it's there early. So Hamilton, a lot of people watched it. I allowed everyone to rob me of watching it because they watched it.
Because he didn't want to be a part of the big trend over the weekend. He's got to be his own man.
I'm so stupid. It's real. Like, my stupidity is real. Like, make
That's
no
all right.
mistake.
Why don't you watch it this weekend, then?
Maybe I will. I got the Tom Hanks movie. I got Hamilton. Great. This makes me not want to watch TV at all now.
So that's interesting. Worldwide, the app downloads were 46.6% higher over the weekend from Hamilton than previous weekends for a Friday to Sunday total.
So how are they keep...
The global numbers do not include, though, India or Japan, because Disney Plus in those countries are delivered through pre-existing apps in those countries.
Oh, so it would be like part of Amazon.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
So then it doesn't exactly count.
Okay. Well, I still haven't watched it.
The film was supposed to be in movie theaters in October of 2021.
Whoa, really? That far off?
Yeah.
Wow. And they bumped it to now. And I'll tell you what, and it's this quarantine thing. Everything's either not coming or it's coming crazy early.
And you weren't ready for it yet.
I wasn't ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for anything.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
It's time for everybody's favorite segment, Ask Dr. Nikki.
Hi.
She doesn't...
Not really a doctor.
She isn't a doctor, but she knows how to Google one online.
I got a lot of life experience. I can help you out.
So, okay, Nikki, here's what I'm wondering. I have this...
I don't know if I need that. Is that my doctor music?
Well, Nikki, it's not an MD,
No.
so...
Don't get official one?
I mean, that... I'm not know if we're ready for other things. So, okay, so Dr. Nikki and anybody else that wants to text, here's my...
Especially if there's a real doctor listening.
A what?
I know. The chances are slim.
Hey, you know what? It's all made up.
What are they saying?
Okay, so here's my question to you. I have this thing where, like, in the morning, I'm not going to call it a morning freak out, but every morning I have to stare down my nerves for the day.
Sure.
Where I'm like, so, like, for example, today, I have a meeting that I have to go to after the show. Mm-hmm. In between the show and that meeting, I want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
So roughly every 5 minutes, I have to say to myself, I'm like, oh, we got to get there. We got to get to the gym. And I'm like, we're going to go. It's okay. You're fine. I'm like, nope, we got to get there. We got to make sure we get there. And then it is exhausting to deal with whatever that voice is
in your head.
Like, yeah. And then it's like, and then after that, we got to go to that meeting. We got to get there.
By the time you get to the actual gym, you must be exhausted.
Oh, it's real. It's real. And then after the meeting, it'll be like, well, on Wednesday, we got to make sure. And it's this thing where I'm like, I'm always nervous / worried / whatever about like the next thing.
Sure.
So do you call that, is that stress? Is that anxiety? Or is that just a personality flaw?
It's not a flaw. You mean your uniqueness? It's a feature. It's not a flaw. I think I would call that not stress, because it's not like you're not being stressed out about anything that's too out of the ordinary for you to do.
Yeah.
So it must just be anxiety.
Would you call that anxiety?
Yeah, I would probably call that anxiety.
Okay. All right. So there's that. And then what was the third option I gave you? Personality. I learned
your trait.
Yeah, I did a personality profile thing on vacation.
Yeah.
For the Enneagram, and I thought for a long time I was a 2, not remotely. I'm a 6, which they call the loyal skeptic. And when you read through it, it's sad when you're a 6 on the Enneagram. It's all negative, except for the end where they're
negative.
like, and people think it's funny. I'm just like, when I got through it, I was like, holy crap.
It doesn't mean that's right. I mean, you could be.
Well,
you're just you're a misdiagnosed 6.
Here's what I loved about it. Going through the Enneagram, I thought I was a 2. That's a giver. And you're like, I do all these things and I'm always willing to help and like all this stuff. And I was like,
you're the other one.
And I was like, oh, that's so me. I'm always out there helping. I'm a helper. And then
you're actually the negative one.
And I took the test, and they're like, doesn't believe anything.
People, they should put at the bottom of the 2 one. They should put at the bottom, double check to make sure you're not actually a 6.
No, well, I dealt with a couple different things. They actually, in this personality profile, they were like, hey, if you think you're this, you have a 60% chance of not being this. Or like whatever. Like they had each one, because it was like self-diagnosed, and then we took these tests.
Yeah.
So hilarious.
Yeah. Aww.
So hilarious.
Well, I mean, it's there. That's what it is.
All right. So I'm a 6 on the Enneagram.
With
Dr. Nikki.
With some anxiety thrown in. Just a splash of it.
Yeah.
Are you anxious about everything? Like literally the next thing?
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
I have wondered, though, like, is that really anxiety, or do I just have a...
Well, let's see, Jeff said I would say you have an aggressive internal dialogue.
Well, you don't even know. You don't even know.
Well, maybe we should look along those lines. How to shut that off.
Well, Nikki, I've read all those books. You
remember that pill we take to turn the cough off, the Pearl? Maybe there's one for internal dialogue. It'll turn it off.
The thing that I love is everybody's like, you got to learn to control your thought life. And most of those books turn out to be this. They're like, every day you sit in a chair, and this book is like, that chair's not real. There's no chair. There's no chair. You tell the chair it's not real, okay? And while you're sitting in it, you tell it it's not real.
Hey,
all right, there's no chair.
Those books are not written for 6s, all right? You're not going to connect with those.
Those are for 2s,
Those are for 2s, which you're not, which is why you're not really getting it.
Okay. All right, well, this has been, I don't know if it's been helpful for anybody else.
Sometimes it's fun to just talk through it, right?
But it's good to get it out. I feel a lot better.
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, Radio U.
So this lady is
Mary
boarding.
Jackson?
Yeah. She's in Texas, and she's supposed to get on this... No, okay, I'm sorry. She's from Texas.
Yeah.
She's in Orlando boarding a flight to Texas. And so it's happening, and she gets up there and finds out that there's an carry-on baggage fee.
She had to pay for an extra fee for her baggage.
$65. And yes, that's for a carry-on bag.
Well,
that is not a checked bag.
But did she, was it overweight, or did she have an extra bag? She just wasn't prepared for the $65.
Don't know the answer. But she started throwing things at the people that asked her to pay. And, she
punched. She punched an airline ticketing agent in the head.
Yeah.
Threw a bag of shoes at another.
Well.
Kicked a third in the head.
Well.
Beat a fourth person with a metal dustpan. And then
I want to know where she got the dustpan.
Well, probably someone was cleaning nearby. Here's the big one, though. And I think, didn't we talk about it yesterday? This is what everyone does now.
You're thinking of a different incident, but this is what got me on this story.
So she coughed on the cops when they came and they were called to assist her. And she claimed she had COVID.
I got the COVID.
So she was coughing on them in retaliation or to just get them away from her. So that's what she was doing. Nice.
Yep.
She's been arrested, and this happened last Wednesday, so I don't know if she's still in jail there, but she was there for a while.
Okay. Now, I understand everybody's like, that's terrible, whatever. Can we talk about the real villain in this story? Spirit Airlines.
I was going to say, what, the dustpan? It didn't do anything.
Let me tell you something about Spirit Airlines. They drive me insane.
Have you flown them?
No, but they always trip up. Like if I have a fare alert set up, let me know if this changes within $50 or whatever. I'll get a notification saying hey, this has changed. It's always Spirit Airlines. They are the bottom of the barrel. Now, keep in mind that that's not always bad. You can hop on Spirit Airlines, and if you want to, you can pay for nothing but the flight. You take nothing with you. Zero zip. You just walk in with the clothes on your body. But
if you start carrying on stuff, that's the problem.
You got to pay for a carry-on bag. You got to pay for a check bag. You got to pay for the right to reserve a seat. You got to pay. I mean, it's just on and on. There is not a single thing on Spirit Airlines that comes with a ticket. You might not even get a seatbelt for all I know. But they drive me insane.
Because of the alerts?
Because they always trip the fare alerts.
Well, I like when you look them up, they say they're an ultra low-cost airline carrier.
Oh, they are.
So if
they
you want
have
to
to
fly
charge
them,
you extra for using the word ultra.
if you want to fly them or any other bargain airline and you're just not aware of the fees, just go in and be kind and just make sure you're not set off like this.
Research. Seriously, consider yourself forewarned, because I'll tell you right now, Amari didn't think that she was going to find herself swinging a, not an ashtray,
a metal dustpan.
A metal dustpan at people. She didn't think that's what was going to happen when she woke up.
She didn't know. So this is what really happened with her bag. She was told her carry-on bag was too big to place under the seat. So if you want to store a bag in the overhead compartment, Spirit Airlines charges you $65 to put it in the overhead bin.
Mm-hmm.
That's when she became irate. And then they said because of her poor behavior, she would not be allowed to travel. And then it all went just from there.
Still, Spirit Airlines is the villain.
They're not the villain.
I think they're
not supposed to respond that way. We got to get it together, guys.
We're not getting it together.
Keep it together.
Nope.
Is that better? Don't go.
Don't go.
Then you don't have a problem and you won't be arrested.
Just stay home.
Proper planning prevents poor performance. Clearly, the riot didn't properly plan. This is the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Nikki and I are here for all of your Swiss Miss Lucky Charms needs.
This is the first time they say Swiss Miss has ever had a collab.
And you know what?
Which I didn't think it would be possible, but they are.
It's perfect.
It is Swiss Miss, the hot chocolate company.
Mm-hmm. So you get Swiss Miss hot chocolate, and then you get Lucky Charms marshmallows in your hot chocolate.
So it is a collab with Lucky Charms.
I got to tell you, I'm not a hot chocolate guy.
But this could do?
Oh, yeah. Pull me right in. Come on.
So it'll have all of the Lucky Charms marshmallows that you find in the Lucky Charms cereal box, and it'll be with the Swiss Miss hot chocolate.
Yeah, you will. Come on.
So it'll be, I think it's available now, actually.
It says that it's available in grocery stores nationwide.
And that's their first collaboration that they're doing.
So what's your take on this? Are you a hot chocolate drinker?
Not really. Maybe I would do this, but not like it's too hot, guys. I know they're like, oh, still have something hot when it's hot. I don't want to.
What about
it's just too hot?
What about an iced hot chocolate?
That we could do. The marshmallow part might not be as amazing with an iced version.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Because then it's like, is it a marshmallow or is it an ice cube? Like, I don't know.
So what? Okay, I got it. You make the hot chocolate. You keep the marshmallows out. You put it in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of actually icing it, you just fridge it. And then once it gets cooled down, you pull it out, you put the marshmallows in, you drink it that way.
Well, the marshmallows won't have a chance to hydrate then, will they? Don't they need the heat when making it?
All right. You know what? Good call. Here's what we're going to do. All right. You just open the package and eat the marshmallows.
Uh-huh.
Done.
Okay, not a problem.
There we go.
So
fixed it.
That's available in grocery stores if you happen to see it. You're like, oh, that's interesting. It's a Swiss Miss Lucky Charms hot chocolate.
Wouldn't you like to have one of those?
Or you could do this.
Just try it. We just want to try it.
Make any hot chocolate you want and then take a few marshmallows from the Lucky Charms bag, pop them in, and test it out on your own terms.
Yeah, let's try that. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to have to get some of the Swiss Miss, and I always feel like there's never enough marshmallows, so I'm going to have to buy a box of Lucky Charms to go with it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What did you think?
That's it.
What?
We get a box of chocolate Lucky Charms. You make some hot
Lucky
chocolate,
Charms.
and then you pour the hot chocolate on the chocolate Lucky Charms.
It's like the milk, you mean?
How can we miss that? It was right there the whole time.
It seems a bit much for the breakfast, but maybe that'll be good. You might have to add a little milk. You might have to thin it out.
My jaw is on the floor. Oh, my gosh.
So what we're saying now is don't stop at this collab. You should really just take this and keep working on perfecting what they should have done in the first place.
While we're talking about Lucky Charms, I'll tell you something else that's really good is if you get chocolate Lucky Charms, always chocolate. Don't get the Lucky Charms that has the kitty litter in it. And
what do you mean? Oh, the regular stuff?
Whatever that is. At least get the chocolate flavored kitty litter.
All litter.
Put it in ice cream.
Oh, what are you doing over there?
I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm innovating. I'm helping people live their
You're
best life
helping
now.
people out.
That's what I'm doing.
So you can make hot chocolate with it. You could toss it in your ice cream. Obi's got everything.
Yeah.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Now, you guys may or may not know this, but Nikki has movie boyfriends.
I do. I have a few that I like.
The Chris's. Chris
And
Hemsworth.
Keanu for
I
John
forgot
Wick
about
stuff.
Keanu. And then, of course, there's Chris Pine.
I don't like Chris Hemsworth as well, so I don't know.
What happened?
Well, nothing. It just either I've grown or he's grown, and
You
we've
guys have
just
grown. You've certainly
we've
grown apart.
We've just moved on. I watched the Netflix movie he finally did, and he was good, but it just wasn't the same.
You know what you missed?
I think it's
His
the roles.
Locks of Love.
Yeah, I liked him in Thor. I really liked that stuff. I liked John Wick. I like the roles now. I realize it's not
Wait,
them.
Pause. Nikki, you need to be careful with that word because a lot of fat men just got hopeful.
What do you mean?
It's the roles.
The roles? No, is
Like,
the character.
I love their roles.
And then, like with this
Where
guy,
skin touches skin, you know?
I like Mr. Darcy. Does it mean I appreciate Colin Firth and everything? No.
No.
Just particular
Of course not.
roles.
All right. Well, Nikki, would you get yourself a Chris Pine Barbie?
Oh, is he getting a Barbie?
Oh, Chris
Is it for Wonder Woman? Mm-hmm. Wonder why.
Wonder Woman is Barbie, Chris Pine is Ken, and they're smooching because they love each other.
What does this one look like?
Like Chris Pine. He looks dreamy.
Looks good.
You know what? I would describe this Chris Pine Barbie, looking at it right now, as smoldering. Did you ever see Jumanji? When the rock smolders?
The first one or the second one?
That is what he's doing right there.
Those are terrible looking dolls.
What? What are you
Those are terrible. What's with the clothes? They're all ill-fitting.
Barbies are like that because the clothes
It needs to be movable. Yes, I know.
I gotta sell you more clothes.
No, it just looks weird. I don't want these.
I want to come into your office and find a Chris Pine Barbie.
Barbie in there.
Here, what I want to find is you can only get it in a set, and I want to see the Barbie in the trash and the Chris Pine
You
Ken
mean Wonder
doll.
Woman in the trash?
Yeah, she's in the trash because Ken doesn't need her anymore. He's got his own Barbie.
So Wonder Woman 1984 was, delayed from COVID, and nothing like eating the Doritos that went with that movie.
Like 3 months ago.
For the last spring and into the early summer. But yeah, a lot of the movie tie-ins had already been released or talked about. But for this tie-in, they just released the details. So, there you go. You got Barbie dolls from Wonder Woman.
WW84. Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah, I don't think I want this, though. Not even a collector's way.
Like you would just put it in a box and every once in a while be like, I always wanted a man I could keep in a box on the shelf.
I really don't think, like if you look at the Barbie dolls, especially the three that are on the bottom, like the face really looks weird.
I agree with you.
Is it supposed to be her or is it just supposed to be, if they were trying to copy is it
Gal Gadot?
Gal Gadot, it doesn't look like they did a good job with that. But if it was just a Barbie that's kind of like her.
Okay, now I don't know, but I think, it's pure speculation, I think the special edition ones that we're looking at, the Barbie signature.
The bottom line?
No, the top one.
Yeah.
I think those are very expensive.
That looks like her.
And
the bottom ones don't.
I think these bottom ones here are like the cheap Barbie. Like there's $8 Barbie and then there's $80 Barbie. I think $80 Barbie comes with Chris Pine and $8 Barbie comes with I guess it looks like her. I don't know.
Kind of looks. They say that the target audience for the Chris Pine one is called the collector's audience and the other ones are called the kid audience.
Oh gosh, I was just guessing that it's $80. It actually is
$80. That's why. And then the cheap ones are $14.99.
There you go. $14.99.
So I'd have to pay $80 to get the Chris Pine Barbie.
Totally worth it. He's Barbie-licious, Nikki.
I finally watched Wonder Woman earlier in the spring.
What?
You remember I told you I watched it?
Sure, I remembered it was an important day. It was a weekday morning.
Mind you, I bought
remember it like
Wonder
it was
Woman
yesterday.
right when it came out, what feels like years ago. And it was all right. It was good.
Yeah. Not as good as they told you, though, huh?
Well, I just waited too long, so the buildup was gone.
The DC Comics movie bar is very low.
I felt like even some of the special effects were maybe not so special anymore.
They're terrible. They're
just
terrible.
not as good as maybe it was if I should have watched it in the beginning.
Just like Justice League, where you're like, ooh, they saved us from the cartoon.
Because they're just so bad looking.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
I want to say hi to Derek. Nikki Derek messaged us on Facebook.
Yeah.
About 40 minutes ago. So
we're right on time.
I'm a little behind.
Right on time.
But he says,
if you text us, we're faster.
Yeah, it's true. So he says earlier we were asking Dr. Nicki. It's a new segment where Nikki makes up answers to important health questions.
Hey, who medical, TV doctor and radio doctor isn't doing that?
You guys sit around listening to Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz. Just throw Nikki in the mix, whatever.
Might as well. Might be refreshing to have a different opinion.
Dr. Oz is like, I heard green tea burns fat. I don't know, whatever. Buy green tea.
And then I'm like, I like green tea.
Dr. Nicki. Derek says a doctor is listening. And I looked.
Oh, he's a doctor?
He is a doctor. And Nikki, he's not a PhD.
What is he?
He's an MD.
Nice.
He also appears to be a black belt.
Oh, now it seems like you're doing too much.
Maybe he's not a black belt. Maybe he's just a belt. But he's definitely, taking some kind of martial arts.
Aww.
Yeah. I hate seeing people achieve.
Well,
It just reminds me that I'm not achieving. I don't like that. So
you don't even like belts of any color.
If you guys could just go ahead and back it down a little bit with the achievements, if you could live slightly more mediocre, I would really appreciate it because I don't know, the pressure that your success puts on me.
Do you like when people think that what we do is hard or
yes,
not even successful, but it in itself is like someone going through medical school and then they achieve that?
No,
here it's like you achieve a DJ and then you achieve a morning show.
This is not an achievement.
But they think it. What if they think it?
This is we can't find anybody else. I guess we'll use him. It's worked out okay.
What if they say the same about doctors? That same thing. What if they say that same thing about doctors?
Nikki, what do you call the person who graduates at the bottom of their class in med school?
Still a doctor.
Doctor.
They're still that. They might not stay one, but...
It's fine. We're doing great.
Now, I get what you're saying, though. Let's not be all flashy.
What do you call somebody that graduates at the top of their class in the humanities?
Nothing?
The fry guy.
Oh, no. That's not it.
But I'll tell you, their journal is great reading.
It's, we all have different roles to play. Let's think of it this way. We all have places, and... if you don't, you got to fill your spot, and your spot's very important no matter what it is.
Our spot is to keep Dr. Derek doing his job.
In case he needs a little laugh each morning.
We're trying to help ease his stress so that he can make the world a better place.
Yeah, but if you're doing that and you're fit as well, it's just too much. If you're into martial arts, you're just
fine.
It's like when you are a lawyer and say you also do CrossFit. It's just fine.
Good.
Good for you.
Great.
Good.
I heard your CEO quit, so there's that.
Good one, Obi. Good one back.
I got him.
You really got him good. Oh,
yeah, I did.
Really got him good.
And I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for this job.
We have all that time to read all those stories. I don't know if we help things with this.
How are things going? All right.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
Hey, did you remember that next week you have to do your taxes?
So is that because the April one was pushed, and then this is the time?
Yeah, 3-month deadline pushbacks. You got till July 15th. Now, Nikki, I'm sure you already did your taxes.
I did.
Good for you.
Did you not?
No.
Oh, I thought you did earlier in the year.
I bought the software.
The first step. I thought the first step was just the whole step. I thought you did it all.
No, I didn't do the whole thing. So I am currently planning on a Thursday afternoon.
Tax time?
Well, I like to refer to it as a rah-rah America time. Because, Nikki, you know what? It is my civic duty.
It is. Your honor.
Privilege support this great nation in all its endeavors with my finances. So don't think for a second that just because I'm not in the military, I don't serve. I pay the military's bills. I'm paying for that renovation that Congress is doing, whatever, something. I'm paying for their private health care package because they don't need to be a part of the system. I'm paying for all that.
That's exciting.
This great nation is being bankrolled by me, which is why we're borrowing trillions from China.
So you have until next Wednesday. So not tomorrow, but the 15th.
Yeah. So make sure you're ready.
Just good to remember, because sometimes, back with the whole quarantine and the virus and all that stuff, not that it's gone, but back during all that, some people might have been confused as to if they actually have to do it.
Yeah, you do.
You do. It wasn't it goes away thing. It was just pushed a few.
I wonder how much I owe. I know I owe. I always owe.
No, well, let's not go now. That is a negative attitude.
It's not a negative attitude. That's fiscally realistic.
What if you get a few dollars back locally?
No, that is what happens. I'll get some state money back, which I will then funnel towards whatever I owe federal taxes.
It always was what happens.
No matter how many times I've played with my withholdings, it never works out. So I just now save a certain amount of dollars every month, and I put it in my savings account, and it's earmarked United States of America. And then once a year, I cut a check directly to the Treasury. And it's exciting because I always get a phone call from the president. He's always excited, thanking me personally for my contribution to America's ongoing endeavors, both foreign and domestic.
So just remember, next Wednesday, you need to do that.
Get to.
Well, no, you need to, because I don't want you forgetting.
Get to.
You go get your software, you get ready, and you go.
Thursday afternoon, Nikki.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
I'm a flippy, you are flippy.